Do you feel like you're not capable of succeeding? Give me just a few minutes, and by the end of this video, you'll start believing in yourself again. Maybe you feel like the entire weight of responsibility is on your shoulders. Like every failure is a sign you should give up. But the truth is, there's something special inside you. And in the next few minutes, I'll prove it. We'll talk about confidence, overcoming failure, defeating imposter syndrome, taking action, and master your mindset. By the end, you won't just understand why you should believe in yourself. You'll feel it in your bones. Let's begin. If you make it to the end, type #believe in the comments. Confidence. It starts with believing in your own abilities. If you think you can't, you probably won't even try. But if you believe you can, you give yourself a real chance. As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Your attitude shapes your results. And this isn't just motivational fluff. Science backs it. Studies show that confident entrepreneurs are 10% more successful in raising funds and 22% more likely to survive in the early years. So how do you boost confidence when it's low? Start by remembering what you've already achieved, no matter how small. Write down your wins. Remind yourself of the challenges you've already overcome. This isn't just positive thinking. Small wins train your brain to feel more confident. Every time you achieve something, even a little thing, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical that rewards behavior and reinforces success. In other words, each small win builds a feedback loop of confidence. The more you acknowledge your progress, the more confident you become. Now let's talk about failure. Failure scares most people, but it shouldn't. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Around 90% of startups fail. If you've failed, congratulations. You're normal. Every great entrepreneur has failed many times. What separates the winners from the rest is simple. They keep going even after failing. In fact, studies show that founders who failed once are 20% more likely to succeed the next time. Why? Because failure teaches. Take Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC. His chicken recipe was rejected 1,009 times before someone finally said yes. Imagine if he'd quit at rejection #100 or #500 or even #1000. There would be no KFC today. Every no gets you closer to your yes if you keep going. So, what should you do when you fail? Learn from it. Failure always comes with a lesson. Regret, when used wisely, can fuel growth. Ask yourself, why did the idea or business fail? Were you targeting the wrong audience? Does your product need improvement? Take notes. Make changes. Try again. Failure only becomes final when you stop trying. If you keep moving, every failure becomes feedback on your path to success. Now let's tackle imposter syndrome. Have you ever felt like you're not as smart or capable as people think? Like at any moment, they'll find out you don't belong? That's imposter syndrome speaking. And guess what? 87% of entrepreneurs have felt this way. You're not alone. Even legends feel this. Maya Angelou, the world-renowned author, once said, "I've written 11 books, but each time I think, this is the one where they'll find out. I've fooled everyone." Even Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook, has spoken openly about her imposter feelings. So how do you silence that voice? First, recognize. If you feel like a fraud, it might mean you're growing, stepping outside your comfort zone. That's where real growth happens. Next, talk to someone you trust. Just saying it out loud reduces the pressure. Often, they'll say, "Me too," and suddenly that voice loses its power. Finally, ground yourself in facts. List your accomplishments, the skills you've learned. When the thought, "I'm not good enough," comes up, read that list. Your inner critic will struggle to argue with cold, hard truth. Now let's talk action. Mindset is important, but action is everything. No amount of positive thinking will help without action. You can't wish your way to success. You have to do something. It's normal to feel scared or procrastinate when faced with big goals. But remember, action is the antidote to fear. Entrepreneur Marie Forleo puts it perfectly. The more you wait, the more doubts grow. But when you take even a tiny step, momentum begins and fears fade. Studies show we regret the things we didn't do far more than the things we did. 76% of major regrets are about missed opportunities, not mistakes. Don't let years go by and wonder, what if? Even if a step doesn't give the result you hoped for, you've still learned. That's better than standing still. Take a step, send the email, post the video, call the client. It might not be perfect, and that's okay. A good plan executed today is better than a perfect plan never acted on. You can't steer a parked car. To find direction, you must start moving. Action brings real-world feedback. Maybe your pitch doesn't work. Now you know what to improve. Maybe someone says no. Now you're closer to a yes. Every action builds courage and confidence. Fight the habit of overthinking. Take the next step today. Lastly, let's talk about your mindset. You need a growth mindset, not a fixed one. A growth mindset believes you can improve through effort and learning. A fixed mindset believes your talents are set in stone. Why does it matter? Because when you believe you can grow, you embrace challenges and keep going through tough times. If you believe you're stuck, you'll avoid challenges and give up early. In a study, new entrepreneurs were taught that their brains and skills could grow. As a result, they took more initiative and applied their training better, leading to better business outcomes. They didn't have more resources. They just believed they could improve, and that belief changed everything. So how do you develop a growth mindset? Start by seeing failures as opportunities. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good at this, add one word. I'm not good at this yet. Every expert was once a beginner. Skills can always be learned and improved. Think, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? With this mindset, every obstacle becomes a step forward. You don't break down from problems. You gain power from solving them. That's what makes you unstoppable. Now it's time to believe again. You gave me a few minutes. Now take these lessons to heart. Confidence. Trust yourself. You're already halfway there. Failure. Learn and keep moving. Imposter syndrome. You're not alone and you do belong. Action. Don't wait. Start now. Mindset. With a growth mindset, no challenge can stop you for long. The next move is yours. I believe in you. Believe in yourself just as fiercely. Now go out there and give your best. And if you want to know the 5 habits that secretly destroy your confidence, stay tuned. You might be doing them without even realizing it.